Welcome YouTube. This is Rocky Weird here with my comrades.
Spirit Dragon 4444.
Axel the System.
Batmouse.
And we are all here to celebrate a certain comic book. No, it's not the Ultimates. No, it's not Justice League. It's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Woo!
Yeah!
It's finally arrived. It's been arrived for a few days now. We finally read it, and now we're gonna tell about you guys what we think. All right. Let's start off with how we all liked it. What do you guys think?
Pretty cool for a comic book to start with.
It's actually impressive. Yeah, I like it.
It's a pretty cool way to start out with a action scene in a dark alley.
Nice. Okay, we're gonna start off with the covers first. Yeah, each cover is just like one long picture of the Ninja Turtles. Each cover had a different turtle. I started with Raphael because, well, he was cover A and he looks cool. What'd you guys got?
For me, I chose Leonardo because he was one of my favorite characters with the swords.
I chose cover D, which features Michelangelo. I love the effect that he has going on with his nunchaku. So, yeah.
I really didn't care which cover I got, and it turns out I got the Leonardo cover.
So no one got Donatello. There's no love for him.
I thought maybe some people would go for Donatello, but I guess not.
I bet there are. I just haven't seen anyone yet. Like, I hope one of us did, so we can actually like, hey, look, here's a cover. Woo.
Yay, Donatello love.
Yes, because when you actually look inside, you can actually see the entire giant cover. Which now I assume why it was like not $10 that one Leonardo cover one.
Yeah.
Account for like Mikey, Leo, and Raph were more of the action packs. Donatello's much more of the tech.
Mm-hmm. But you don't really see much tech in here. You just see like one fight scene in a dark alleyway with them, guys, and some sort of cat guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's the cat name?
His name is Old Hob. What do you guys thought of that name?
Bad name for a street cat.
I was a little turned off by it, I guess, just because he looks so badass, but it sounds a little too, kind of like a wise, ancient guy sort of thing, kind of name.
I guess when I told you guys that name, you're like, yeah. When I finally drew you a picture, you're like, oh, that's not so bad.
What happens if his name was called the Hun?
No, that would never work.
No,
I would never call a cat the Hun.
Or just Hun?
Like, I would never call any cat Hun.
Yeah. Well, I guess they're probably going to figure out what exactly is going on with his name as the story progresses.
Mm-hmm. Okay, for those of you who don't know what Ninja Turtle is, which is weird, but okay, the story is set around four literally Teenage Mutant Turtles who were trained to be ninjas by their master Splinter, who is a mutated rat. Their names are Leonardo, Michelangelo, Donatello, and Raphael.
All named after the famous Renaissance artists.
Yes, and they've been trained for 15 years. Which I hope that was going to be useful. Apparently, they threw that part out the window for this comic book.
They kind of placed it through 18 months early.
Oh yeah, we should. Sorry about that. We should explain for those. There are going to be spoilers, so in case you decide to like don't even want to hear it until I'm gonna get the comic now. Don't spoil it for me. Turn it off now. But if you don't, well, there's going to be lots of spoilers, and I hope this won't ruin the comic book for you.
Because we only got the first issue right now.
Yes, and it's probably like all the other comic book issues, like issue 2, coming out next week. No, not next week. Sorry, scratch that. Sorry, I wish it was next week. I'm sorry. It'll probably be like the last week of every month.
Yeah.
Aww.
Each one, because they're trying to get the comic pieces all perfect for everyone to read their own comics.
Oh yeah, it'll give everyone a month to get used to it, you know?
Mm-hmm. So how does the whole story start within the book?
Let's see.
Okay.
After the huge major fight scene, which we won't say because chances are people on the internet probably seen it already from the preview, it does look epic. And plus, it was the only fight scene that doesn't have Raphael.
Yeah, except you see Mikey kick you-know-where.
Yes. I think every guy who read that was just going, oh, that's gotta hurt. No one wants to be kicked in the balls, especially if a mutated turtle does it to you.
No baby gangsters for you, dude. That was an epic line. I love that.
Yeah. And plus, Splinter was badass. He wasn't just sitting there training the turtles. He was actually there in the fight, beating up old Hob.
But Master Splinter had the same form from the old version, but the same colors of the new 2003.
Yes, I think that's what I liked about this version of Splinter. He looked like the one from the old '80s cartoon, but he's colored like the 2003 cartoon.
It's a nice blend. I like
There's
that.
one thing that there's also another person that's also in this voiceover is the mask colors are red. Why not different colors?
I think because they're just going back to the original comic thing. It was grim, gritty, and practically every cover they're all wearing red masks, even though it was black and white in those old comics.
It's definitely authentic that way. It's nice and refreshing, even though it's like really. I guess like 20 or 30 years almost now since that first comic came out. It's still
27 years actually. I did look this up. 27 years.
Still, it makes it that much harder to tell each turtle apart.
Well, yeah, back in the old comic, yes, and even in the old cartoon show, they were all the same colored turtle, just wearing a different colored mask. But nowadays, when I'm looking at this comic, you can still tell who's who by their skin tone. What I know does sound a bit racist. But if you, but no, look it up and look at the covers. You can actually tell who's who besides the red masks.
Their weapons.
This is true.
Oh, okay. Besides their weapons.
Okay, so I guess Leonardo has a more just like the basic like kind of grass green thing. Raphael has a very dark
green thing.
Green thing going on. Mikey has like the aqua green thing going on, and then Donnie has like the
yellowish brownish green
like
thing.
An army green, I'd say.
Okay. Like I was actually like showing this to a couple of friends a few days like a week ago, and they were saying how Donatello is like the black turtle of the group. I know it sounds racist, but it's funny, but like it is funny, and you do look it up a little. It's like it's somewhat true, but really, I think we're almost too sugar high or something like that.
Oh, that's always an influential.
Should we start with how the whole thing takes place within?
Yes, we also find out what happens to Raphael. It's like he's apparently on his own, dressed as a hobo.
He ran away from home.
He's not even wearing his mask, which I think was much better for his face.
Yeah, well, he's the original red masked turtle, so.
All right.
I don't know.
Okay, let's start from the origin. Okay, let's start from the origin flashback.
All right.
Andrew, why don't you start off?
18 months earlier.
18 months? Not 15 years? What the hell?
Wait, what about here's the character, April O'Neil. She's different from the TV show.
I like this April O'Neil because she's not a redhead as the 2003 cartoon got started. That confused the hell out of me.
I like
those. Well, she's got the orange kind of thing going on. I mean,
It's
it's
like-
not as bright.
Okay, apparently like April O'Neil is working with and the turtles are there as baby turtles, and they do look cute.
So the original storyline of like this little boy adopting the four turtles and dropping them in a thing of ooze and falling into the sewer is not happening in this comic.
Sadly, I got taken away.
They just moved up into a laboratory of testing some type of new experiment.
But they still use the same thing as they did back in the 2003 cartoon. April O'Neil still works for the bad guys, even though she doesn't know they're evil.
Not one thing. But we also see Master Splinter.
Yeah, and I'm kind of curious why would they even bother to like they're even saying here like oh we're letting him like free range. Really? You're letting this rat go freely, even though with all your experiments of evil? Really?
It must have gone like Secret of Nim and gotten smart enough to get out of his cage multiple times.
And the times we're going, screw it. Let's just let him go. Let him go.
Count for April O'Neil, she almost swat the little guy off the turtle cage instantly.
Ouch.
But stopped her, saying that he just runs freely on his own.
Alright. Before we continue, we do get to know who are some of the villains are besides the new villain, Old Hob. Like, who are the classic villains we get to see again here?
Oh, the Stockman.
Yes, Baxter Stockman.
And he's black.
He's black. Not.
He was always black.
Well, not in the original.
He has a mustache.
In the comic book, yes, he was originally black.
Okay, well.
It was just confusing because in that 80s TV show, he was white and turned to a mutated
He
fly.
had this but crazy red hair thing going on. It was kind of creepy. He looked like the doctor's assistant or something that fell in love with Karai in the 2003 cartoon.
Oh, you mean that nerdy guy who had a complete fetish for Karai?
Yeah,
That was
weird.
It was.
It don't look like that, but a little tamer in terms of the hair.
I kind of wonder where the fly come from because even that just looks like holy. When were flies purple?
I guess it has to do with the transformation thing that Baxter Stoneman goes through. Like even in the 2003 cartoon, he eventually just becomes a brain and an eyeball. There's that transformation thing going on.
Except for that Back to the Future thing where now he's a mutated brain with an eyeball with wings and tentacles. Like, how did he live that for long and how the hell did he mutate that long?
Oh my
He
god.
wants to be put to peace, but the guy, what's the guy who had him? It's the guy with the suit.
Oh, Bishop?
He kept him alive and he wanted to be put to peace.
I knew where Bishop was coming from, but even then he kind of went in the wrong way.
Yeah.
So to speak. I know some people would disagree with me kind of thing, like the whole like debating of like right and wrong, but anyway, we're not going to go into that. We're going to go to the other villain who gets introduced, which is my favorite, Krang.
We don't even know what he looks like yet until issue 2 or
All
3.
we see is a shadow and a hand, like he's Dr. Claw or something.
And something we're a little concerned with is like if you look at the fist in that one panel, and like see that like little gap between the sleeve and the actual glove. Like, is that a shirt or is that like a robotic hand?
We'll know until
What
later.
is it?
We'll know
No.
later.
It could be like the Utrons from the cartoon, but I'm mostly thinking that was just a homage for Krang from the 80s cartoon because he was like this evil alien brain thing, and you could tell the robot was drawn from the 80s in every way, like the glasses, the suit kind of thing.
Yeah.
And even more, and it's just like, chances are it probably is Krang in a robotic suit. We just don't know it yet, or just gotta play with it, or just gotta make Krang human. You don't know. He's just called General Krang, and he has his own private island.
All right.
Who wants his own an army of super soldiers?
Yeah, like we haven't heard that story before.
Oh.
Who doesn't want super soldiers? Marvel's been mostly been beating that thing with a metal bat for like 10 years and did that Ultimate Marvel line. And the show going is like practically every hero's origins, how they all got their powers, is like thanks to Captain America, because America wants their own super soldiers. It's quite sad, really. It's like, wait, mutants are all super soldiers? What? But anyway, we're moving away from Ninja Turtles. This is what we're mostly going to be talking about. Yeah.
Count for
Yay,
one,
segues.
But count for one thing with the Turtles, like in the show, they had Master Splinter given the names. Now it's going to be April O'Neil.
That's kind of weird for me, because it was mostly because Splinter read Renaissance books in the sewers. Which is another question: who would throw a Renaissance book in the sewers to begin with?
Those things are awesome. What are they kidding themselves?
Like, who would throw that away?
What
Especially in the
happens-
sewers. That's kind of weird.
What happens if he found it in a dumpster and brought it to the sewers?
Well, Splinter is a smart rat. Like, he learned Kung Fu from his master, but even then, it doesn't say he learned Kung Fu at all.
No,
He's just a random rat running around in a laboratory.
They even explain why his name is Splinter, which I actually kind of like how they do that.
Yeah.
Like, since he's part of a psychotropic drug test. It's basically they're splintering his mind from an animal's nature to a human nature.
Yeah, that's why they call him Splinter.
Because apparently, I'm a bit worried here. Would Splinter still be Splinter we all know and remember like the wise sensei who basically knows what's best? Or would he be like, or will he have like a split personality? Like half the time he'll go like evil psychotic rat rage against at random moments in time, which would freak everybody out.
That would be like an awesome plot.
So he'd be like the sensei just with uncontrollable powers.
That would be badass.
Yeah,
I'd be scared to go near Splinter now.
But it should have been in the first part of the comic, but he looks like a master of martial arts.
Yeah, and he looks older than everybody else. What? Yeah, I'm gonna be surprised how they're gonna explain all this.
Mm-hmm.
But it's kind of funny with how April O'Neil gives each name within the picture.
Oh man, yeah, that was weird.
It works, but
Like the turtles still look cute as babies. And even then, you can still tell who's who.
Yep.
And like I said again, skin tone. The skin tone's right there for each turtle. You can actually tell.
Yep. So, like in the picture itself, we see there's one turtle just kind of like hanging out, sitting there, just nice and quiet, and that's Leonardo.
Which I kind of question would people mistake him for a dead turtle, or would this be asleep?
More like meditation on
Yeah.
that one.
Yeah.
Probably the meditation.
Probably.
Then you got one that's like staring at a bug,
Studying.
not planning to actually eat it, probably, but just
Like
watching it.
like most babies would.
Yes.
Oh my god, what is it? Yeah, that's Donatello.
What is it? For some unknown urge, I want to eat it. What baby hasn't gone through that stage? They're eating something they shouldn't.
You would have done it when you were a child.
Yeah, we probably all have been there. I think everyone's probably been there as a kid.
Yeah, probably.
I haven't even touched the bug to eat.
Anyway, so the one that's like feasting on a bunch of lettuce is Michelangelo.
You think he'd be the fat turtle, but no.
No.
Shouldn't it be pizza and not lettuce?
Well, they're baby turtles. What size do you gotta go? You better feed the turtles. Crap, we don't have turtle food. And pizza will do. No, that's never gonna happen. Never, folks. If it did, I'll be surprised.
But that's how they ate it in the show when you saw Mr. Splinter bring a pizza box down for them to eat.
So it's all Splinter's fault? They're in the pizza?
Maybe.
Well, I kind of question, how is pizza a healthy diet?
Well done.
Well,
Well, let's not go into that again.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, who's left? Raphael.
He's the one being emo in the corner, trying to escape from everybody else because he's emo.
I think he's the only smart turtle that knows like something's wrong here. Like, let me out, let me out.
But through this entire comic, they kind of skip back into the timeline as well.
Yes, and we go back to the present. What's Raphael doing? He's doing hobo things, dressed as a hobo.
And he's smiling like a mad...
Searching for pizza in the dumpster.
Yeah,
Which kind of question is, who would throw away a perfectly good pizza in a dumpster?
But oh wait, turn the page.
It's
only
nothing.
a crust.
It's
on a
crust and one pizza with absolutely nothing. Who orders pizza with nothing? Like, oh, it's just like did someone just eat the cheese and the sauce and just left the bread?
Could potentially do that, yeah. I've seen some picky people do that.
I'm a very picky eater, so I'm gonna pick everything off and just eat the plain thing.
It happens.
Even pizza and the pizza sauce, really? Why would you even order a pizza then? You just want to eat the bread.
Maybe they're on a diet.
Diet my foot. You would still eat just pizza with sauce, wouldn't you, Andrew?
Not sure.
Batmouse?
Not sure.
Andrew the Batmouse era. Sorry.
We count for one thing after he leaves the dump, you find a shirt. Someone sounds like Mikey on that one.
Wouldn't that be the old 80s catchphrase that everyone loved to hear?
Yes.
Cowabunga!
Woo! Cowabunga!
Say, oh no, that's just wrong. That's a
Nice
Is it
touch.
wrong because their catchphrase is now no longer special, or wrong just for hearing the words cowabunga on a t-shirt?
Maybe.
We're just hearing that all together.
Probably mixing the two, I'd say.
But there's also one other thing. Raph actually meets Casey Jones.
And he's being beaten up by his dad. Which I have to point out here, in case for any Spider-Man fans out there, that Casey's dad looks like a recolored Sandman.
Yes, he does.
Oh yeah, he looks like Sandman.
Just recolored. It's like Sandman's oddly twin black-haired brother, Paul, or something like that. I don't know.
That'd be an awesome plot
What about
device.
Fred?
That would be an awesome plot device if somehow the IDW somehow bought the rights of Spider-Man right under Marvel's nose.
Crossover for the win.
But you know it's kind of
And
weird.
they have done crossovers before, like they had Avengers with Transformers. That's actually
Yeah.
true.
And then Ninja Turtles with the Usagi comics.
Then there was
and-
one unfortunate TV show episode where the Ninja Turtles actually were unfortunate enough to do a crossover with the Power Rangers.
I actually did watch that just a few
Oh,
days ago,
yes.
and I'm just like laughing it up. Like, oh man, why did I even like this show in the first
Oh.
place?
But count for one thing in the comic, you see Casey with brown hair, and then the next one you see it with black hair.
Yeah,
Really?
continuity
What?
error.
What? Really? Let me see that. Hold on.
Like if you look at the
I don't know. It still looks black hair to me. I don't think
it's like dark brown almost.
Oh wow, that's a printing error for you.
Ha,
That's
ha.
actually rare. Look,
I see that too.
Compare. See, look.
Oh my god, you
It's a printing error. It's a printing error.
So,
Warning: some of these comics may have each comic may not look the same because of the ink.
yeah, about two.
But where the color is thinking, hey, let's
Wow.
let's change some random hair colors just to screw the guy's
Out of
heads.
the four of us, me and my friend Axel System have one part of the comic all brown to
Yeah.
the next black.
Same with Batnose. You
Yes.
have it too, Rocky. You're the only one who has it.
Yes.
You got the
Wait,
copy.
I'm the only one with the
Yeah.
good copy.
Yes.
Oh wait. So I like to hear replies if they do have the comic. Let us all know Which hair does Casey look like in that panel? Brown or black?
If you get the comic instantly
Yeah,
after you read this.
Yes, and probably it might be gone because it is freaking popular. Because there are only a few in case you want to get like a certain turtle, there are a few left. There are plenty of Donatellos. I can tell you that much. I saw.
Oh, yes. But count for after the whole Casey thing, at the last part of the issue, you see Raphael barge right into the house.
Yeah, saying how much he hates bullies. Let me show you how much. Brings his fist, pulls his hood down. There goes the neighborhood. Everyone knows he's a turtle. And then they show the cover for issue 2, which still looks pretty awesome right there as a group cover.
Yeah. Like the whole teenage thing is pretty much gone. It's like,
well, that kind of depends on turtle ears. Okay, who am I fooling? It's probably like a dog. I'm trying to think like dog ears thing, but but that kind of depends how they're gonna make them look like teenagers. You know?
They gotta look like adults.
They could be like we'll probably find out next issue how they can be teenagers, maybe mentally.
18 months. That's a very weird.
Well, each one's different. Each thing's different. Like in that Turtles Forever movie, which I won't say anything. Some people who haven't seen it, it is a good movie. It's probably on YouTube, so type it in, watch it. But yeah, each one's a bit different. Like even the original comic book, apparently they weren't 15; they were 17, which is. It took longer, and apparently Splinter ordered the Ninja Turtles to go and kill the Shredder.
Yeah.
He was only there for like one issue, and that was it. And the only reason he ever came back is because people thought he was so popular that man he'd come back. Now he's part of the list of characters who just come back to life just for the heck of it.
But down for the second issue that's going to be coming out at the end of September, I'd like to know if Raph's ever going to come back into the group of turtles again.
And would this also be the origin of how Casey Jones becomes what we know and love?
With the hockey stick.
Like hockey mask, hockey stick, beating up criminals.
Yeah.
And he's not arrested. I'm surprised. Mm-hmm. Oh, and then there's in the back ninja notes where you can actually they actually explain like readings, like you see like the editor or something like that telling about the comic book a bit, and also that you can actually email or send mail like fan mail to the thing. I actually did that the day after I bought the comic book.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I did. I said how I hope it's actually in the next issue, probably issue 3. I don't know, kind of thing. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I hope they do that. Plus, they also show a little like drawing blue pencil of some thumbnails of the comic book.
Yeah.
Like the fight in the dark alleyway. Plus, they also have pictures of Old Hob and
Baxter Stockman.
Yeah, Baxter Stockman.
Maybe these were the first sketches before they actually made the final of the comic piece.
That's probably it, because Old Hob in the comic book did not look this shabby. It does not look like an actual hobo. He actually looked like a wife beater.
Yeah.
The way he was dressed, he wore Hulk pants, and I say Hulk pants because they were purple, with a wife beater shirt, and he led a street gang. Which I'm surprised how a cat even knows what a street gang is.
We'll find out until second issue comes out.
Yeah, alright, and before we actually end this little review, we actually have our own little comments from the person who doesn't read the comic book that much or doesn't know Turtles very little. Yeah, she is the tiniest she is the tiny Christina Chan, and she has a few words before we sign off.
Hello. Now, for all intents purposes, I feel the need to tell you that I am not per se a comic book nerd or fancier, except for Doctor Who and Torchwood, and I'm not all that much into TMNT. I have not read the comic, nor do I own the comic. In fact, Hey, Ian?
What?
What's the title?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
No, I mean the actual title of the comic, like the series.
Yeah, that's what it's called. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Doesn't it have a name apart from that?
Nope.
This coming from the man who reads Flashpoint Batman, but okay. To continue, one thing I can comment on is the headbands. I'm not really into the whole they're wearing the same color headband because I can't tell who's who. I mean, sure, you can look at their weapons to tell, but... And there are arguments like, oh, they look better that way. Oh, it's traditional, more like how they used to be, etc. But I'm just saying, for people like me who don't know them that well, the headbands were great because in the cartoon, the 4Kids dub, I found that they really brought out their personalities a little and were well associated with them. And to be honest, the headbands really helped also in the dub, because honestly, you could look away from TV and you could get confused as to whether Donnie or Leo was talking. They sounded very much alike. Also, on an unrelated note, I did like Leo's band because it was blue, but anyway. On another note, the character of Old Hob really interests me, although I'm not sure about the name like the others. I mean, why couldn't it be something more like Mr. Mostly Mittens or Sir Snugglesworth? I'm just kidding with you. It's alright. And anyway, I also kind of want to know more about Casey and stuff, and it's not a bad reboot for the comic, I suppose. On another note, for anyone who's interested, in World of Warcraft, there is a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Easter egg. If you go into the sewers of Dalaran, I haven't been there myself, but I'm about to, but you'll see 4 level 1 critter turtles, and standing on a rock in front of them is a level 80 sewer rat, and he's looking down at all of them, so if you want to check that out, it's really cute. Also, on another note, join the Horde! Shalama Asela Nore.
So, yeah, so long, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as we like talking about it, right, guys?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Alright.
Cowabunga!
Turtle power, and see you guys later.
Go Ninja.
Wait, ninja rap before we go?
Oh, yeah.
Go ninja, go ninja, go! Go ninja, go ninja, go! Go, 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 go!
Hockey stick, hockey mask, beating up thugs, he's Casey, ba-doom-doom-choo, wham!